Okay, now before I get started, right, I like to first of all uh take my lessons from the beginning, the total beginning. So I'm not going to go into HTML yet. We're still going to do HTML today because I'm definitely going to be building a project this week. So, but I just want to give you like a background knowledge of what programming is. Now, one thing I will be doing in the next 1 week is programming, right? And if you decide to further with us for the next 3 months, right, we are still going to be doing more of programming. But you've probably heard of the term programming. What is programming? What do we mean by programming? So basically, what programming is giving your computer a set of instructions. So let's just like look for it. So search for programming on Google now. So programming meaning on Google. So what's it going to give to you? It's going to tell you that this is the process of what scheduling something or process of activity of writing computer programs. I think this is too big. But what programming means is that giving your computer sets of instructions, to deliver certain tasks. So, for instance, you are on your computer and you press play. Okay, you want to watch a movie on VLC and you press play. That is a set of instructions. You understand? You're telling your computer, okay, I want you to play this movie for me. I want you to pause this movie for me. That is an instruction. That is programming, basically. Although you're not writing code, but you're actually programming your computer to what? To do something for you. I hope that is clear. So that is programming. Now, what exactly, why exactly do you need to understand what programming is? Because when we talk about programming is basically, um, uh, like I said, giving your computer a set of instructions. But now you're going into front-end development. Front-end development is basically building front-end applications, web applications. You understand? And that is another aspect of programming which we'll be going into. So again, just to reiterate what I said, programming is basically giving your computer a set of instructions just to perform specific actions. You understand? I hope this is clear. If it is clear, please give me a thumbs up, or if it is not clear, give me a thumbs down. So to give me a thumbs up, you can see your reaction here. So you can just give me a thumbs up, or you can give me a thumbs down if you feel it's clear. All right, just to one person. Okay, 2 people, 3 people, four. Miss Aminat. Is it clear to you? All right, so I don't know if maybe she's not here. If you can't find the react button, you can just unmute and say it is clear or it is not clear. Okay, so I don't think she's here, so we'll just move on. So now that's basically what programming is. Now, under programming, we have something we call programming language. So we have programming language. So languages. What exactly does programming language mean? You know what? Let me give a practical example of what I'm talking about. So for instance, I meet Mr. Shego on the road and I'm trying to tell Mr. Shego, okay, Mr. Shego, I need you to open your laptop. So me telling Mr. Shego to open his laptop is basically what programming is. Now, why is it programming? Because I'm telling Mr. Shego to perform a particular action. You understand? Now that action is programming Mr. Shego to what? To open up his laptop. Do you understand it now? So that's programming. Now, how do I communicate with Mr. Shego? That is where programming languages come in. So if I want to communicate with Mr. Shego, so I can use English, I can use Pidgin, I can use, if Mr. Shego is a Yoruba man, I can use Yoruba to communicate with Mr. Shego. Why? Because that is a communication, a way of communicating. That's a mode of communicating. That's a language. You understand? Now, that's the same thing in computers. Now, yes, you are giving your computer a set of instructions to perform, but how exactly do they perform these actions? You communicate with them through what? Programming languages. You understand? So that's why programming languages is a formal set of instructions, rules, and syntax used to what? Communicate with computers. I hope this is clear to you. If it is clear, also give me a thumbs up. If it is not, you can give me a thumbs down. It's fine. All right, Mr. Shegun has a question. Please go ahead and ask. Okay, it's clear. Okay, I thought you said you have a question because you raised your hand. Mr. Mayor is okay, good. So it's clear to everybody. So that is what programming language. That's what programming languages are. So they are just set of rules, set of languages used in what communicating with your computer. Now, because you want to really give your computer those set of instructions, these languages help you give your computer set of instructions. Now, moving on. Under programming, we have what we call aspects of programming languages. Now, if you probably were trying to register for this course, you notice that in register in TechEdu rather, you notice that we had different courses. So we had front-end development, back-end development, data analysis, cyber security, UI UX, product design, right? We had a lot of courses. Now, all of these courses, they are under programming. Now, what do I mean by they are under programming? Because in the end, you are still giving your computer a set of instructions to perform. You understand? So, for instance, mobile application, you are trying to build mobile applications, mobile apps like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. For you to build it, you need to give your computer a set of instructions to be able to build it. That's programming. Same thing with UI UX. For you to be able to design something, your computer has to get certain instructions from you. That is programming. You understand? Now, it's the same thing with front-end development. Front-end development, for you to be able to build front-end applications, you need to be able to give your computer a set of instructions. That is what programming. So your front-end development is under what? Programming. Now, under programming, we have something we call web development. And what is web development? Let me just write it out. So when we talk about web development, what do we mean? So let's say web development meaning development. Okay, development meaning. So when we say web development, what do we mean? Web development is the process of what building and maintaining websites and web applications. That's what web development is. So you go to facebook.com, that's a website. Instagram.com, that is a website. Which other websites? If you, I'm trying to think of other websites again that is popular. If you use Pinterest, Pinterest.com, that is also a website. Do you understand it now? Now, web development is not the process of building and maintaining such websites. You understand? That means for you to build such websites, you need to what? Give those websites set of instructions to perform. I hope this is clear to everybody, and I'm not just saying a lot of things at once. If it is clear, please give me a thumbs up. If it is not, can also give me okay, good. So that means it's clear to a lot of people. Ms. Jerome, is it clear to you? I didn't see your hands up. All right. All right, good. So welcome, Mr. Solomon. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please unmute and let me know if you can hear me. All right. So let us move on. Now we have web development. Like I said, web development is the process of what? Building and maintaining websites and web applications. Now, under web development, you have three main languages. You have your HTML, you have your CSS, and you have your JavaScript. Now, sorry, I'm going to take us back. That is not where I wanted to go to. Under web development, you have two aspects. You have your front end and then you have your back end. So what do I mean? You have front end and then you have your back end. Now the front end focuses on the user interface and the user experience using HTML structure. So what am I saying? Your front end basically focuses on what? The user interface and your experience. Now, what do I mean? If you come to this place now, this Teams app, what can you interact with? Mr. Shegun, can you tell me what you can interact with? So I like interactive classes a lot. Mr. Shegun, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please come again.
Yeah. All right. So if you come to your Teams app right here, so you're on your Teams app here, what can you interact with on your Teams app?
I can interact with, for example, React, raising of hand, chat, pop-up.
Yeah.
I can interact with
Yes.
the function button.
Okay, good. Now that is your front end.
Yes.
Anything your user can interact with, anything a user can interact with on an application or on a website is your front end. You understand? So that is what I mean by front end, which is called client side or user side. So it focuses on the user interface and the user experience. Now, building the front end, you build the front end with three main languages, which is what? Your HTML, your CSS, and your JavaScript. Your HTML is like your structure, right? So for instance, in this place, you can see Paul. Right here, you can see Shegun. Right here, you can see Michael. Right here, you can see Jerome. Right here, you can see Mayo. These are what text. Right here, you can also see my profile picture. So some of you don't have profile picture, so I can see S. These are front end, things that you can see, text, images, content, that your front end, right? So, but in some places, for instance, in this place, by over on it, you can see blue color. You can see a blue image here. You can see a structure right here. That's your CSS. Now, I'm going to come again with this explanation so you understand it. Your front end consists of three main languages. First is your HTML, second is your CSS, and the third is your JavaScript. Now, your HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which focuses on the structure. Now, not only structure, just a moment. All right, so as I was saying, the HTML focuses on the structure, right? And when I talk about the structure, I'm talking about the content and the text. So what am I saying? HTML is one of what three main languages used to build websites. It is responsible for what? For creating and structuring the content you see on a web page, such as the text, images, buttons, links, and what headings. Now, what do I mean? For instance, if you come to this place right here, can you see charts? Can you see people? Can you see race? Can you see React? If I click on it, what is making you see all of these things is what? Your HTML. Do you understand? Please, if you understand it, just give me a thumbs up. If you don't, also, you can ask questions and let me know what you don't understand. All right, good. Mr. Mayo and Ms. Jerome, do you understand it? All right, good. So that means everybody understands it. Now, that is basically what your HTML is. So your HTML, again, is responsible for creating and structuring the content you see on web pages. That means if you go to facebook.com now, all those images you are seeing, all those texts you are seeing, they're all HTML. Now, moving on to the second, your CSS. Now, I like to explain all of these things before I go right into writing codes, because if you do not understand these fundamental things, writing codes is going to be very hard, and I don't want it to be hard for you. That's why I'm explaining these things. So please listen to these things carefully, and you will understand the coding aspects very soon. So now, moving on, you have CSS. CSS is basic for styling. Now, if you come to this place, you can see that the color in this place is different from the color in this place. Why? That's the CSS. I styled this place differently. The background here is what? White. The background here is a dark color. That is CSS. The color, text color here is what? Blue. The text color is here is what? Black. Do you understand that? That is CSS. So again, CSS is what? Responsible for styling your web page. That's why when you go to Facebook, you can see different colors on Facebook. You can see different layouts, different sections on Facebook. You understand? That is basically what CSS is all about. I hope everybody understands this. Is it clear to you? If it is clear, please give me a thumbs up. If it is not, all right, good. So the next one is your JavaScript. Your JavaScript is basically interactivity. So what do I mean by interactivity? What I mean by interactivity is, for instance, okay, so if I want to react now, I can react here. Now, once I have reacted, if you notice, you can see it on your end, right? That, oh, Paul has reacted. That's JavaScript. JavaScript is giving functionality to your web page. Yes, you can see Paul. You can see the design with created with CSS. You can see the text written with HTML. But what if I now want to react? I want other people to know what I'm doing on my application. That is JavaScript. So JavaScript gives you what? Functionality and interactivity. That is why if you go to Facebook, you can log in, you can register, you can add your profile picture, you can like a post, you can comment on that post, you can share the post. That is JavaScript. It gives you interactivity and functionality. I hope these little explanations I hope you understand them. If you understand them, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't and you have any question, please feel free to unmute and ask me the question. Okay, so that means everybody understands. So the next thing on the agenda now is to get right into writing code, since everybody understands the basic basic languages of front-end development. So I hope everybody's with their laptop. If you're with your laptop, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not, please unmute and tell me why, because this is a front-end class. You need to be with your laptop. Just 3 people, 4 people. Okay, good. 5. Mr. Solomon, are you with your laptop?
Yeah, I'm getting my laptop battery tomorrow. Yeah, I can't use my laptop when there's no light. That's the only issue.
All
But I'm
right, it's fine.
recording the class.
Okay, good. That means you can always join us on our next class is going to be on Wednesday by the same time, 2:30. So you can just join us and continue with the class then. So one thing that I like is I like it when people are this is how I teach. I make sure that whenever I'm doing something, I like it when the students are also like following, like doing the same thing I'm doing. So if I'm writing A, students are also writing A. If they don't understand why A is working, I expect them to stop me and ask me questions. Oh, why did you do this? Like that, it is easier for you to follow through with the class and understand, okay, this is why this guy did this, and okay, this is why I should do it. So you understand. So that is actually like how I like it. So anything I do, please try as much as possible to do the same thing. Do not feel relaxed in class, especially when you're in class. If you are trying to rewatch this as as a recorded class, I understand that okay, you can just watch it. But if you're in class, you need to like do every single thing that I do so that you get it and you don't feel left behind. The one of the tools we are going to be using in the course of this class is called Visual Studio Code. So I need everybody to go to your Google Chrome or whatever browser you're using and search for Visual Studio Code. So just search for Visual Studio Code. If you search for Visual Studio Code, let me know. So Visual Studio Code. Now, if you're on Windows, it will show download for Windows. If you're on Mac, it will show download for Mac. And if you're on Linux, it will also show download for Linux. So I'm on Windows, so it's showing download for Windows. So let me know what you can see on your end. Mr. Shago, can you see download for Windows? All right, so click on it and try and download it. So I'm going to be pausing this recording here. So when we're all done downloading, we can continue the recording.